Greetings, friends. This is Sandy Oshun. I am live. I'm going to do a quick recap. I don't smoke marijuana, but I do like a good cigar. We're going to do a quick recap, and it's going to be really quick because I'm not going to be on that long because I got something I got to do tonight. What I was saying with the 2024 recap, I was just talking about all the different things that I saw for last year. I predicted pregnancies. I mean, I had got pictures of like 7 people who got pregnant. They sent me the pictures of the babies, which I was happy about that. And there's a lot of stuff I predicted. You know, the thing about it, I think, excuse me, these are all the readings that I've done. When I predict stuff, I do this because it's a calling. I don't do it because I do it for kicks. And like I'm just got to be, saying. That's why I try to do it when I can do it. And I was out of town. That's why when I was in New York and Jersey, I was letting people know while I was there, they could have came to see me when I'm there. My godbrother lives in Edgewater, New Jersey. So when I'm there, I always try to let people know they can see me when I'm in town if they want to. Guys, I don't go there that often, but I went there for religious purposes. And when I go there for that, I try to let people know I am in town doing spiritual work. Now, I don't do it all the time, but if someone needs me to fly out somewhere, I will go, but anyway, I had to go there. So I usually go there all the time anyway. Plus, it was an event that I wanted to go to in New York. And, I don't go to all events, but I did go to that particular event that I wanted to go to because I don't go out a lot. I only like to do special event stuff. But anyway, we're going to get right into it. Okay, so, I always try to tell young ladies, like, I'm a tough spiritualist. Like, I'm not like a regular spiritualist. Like, I'm not real traditional like most people. And yes, I am initiated, but I always put God first in everything I do. And I always tell people they should do that. But etiquette, the thing that I'm talking about with a lot of women, and I'm African American. So a lot of women that I always talk about etiquette, like I'm tough. I can say whatever I got to say, but I have etiquette. Like I know the time and place to do things or to say things, because some stuff everything you thinking about, you can't say, You might want to punch somebody 1,000 times, but you can't tell them that. You might think it, but you can't be like, oh yeah, this person pissed me off. You just can't do that because, your words you cannot take back. And a lot of times people that love you, if you got family members that love you, people that care about you, they're going to tell you, you probably shouldn't say that, especially if you're a person that's in the public eye and you got people that's looking at you and you got people that's watching you. Etiquette is so important, and I think a lot of people are not teaching. I remember when, the city that I lived in when I was a kid, I remember it was a person that was teaching etiquette classes to young adults, teenagers, to teach them how to have etiquette, to how to, know what to say, what not to say. And the sad part about it, especially if you're a person that's a celebrity or if you're a person that's in the forefront or you're famous, I think a lot of times, for sure, they just can't say what they want to say because otherwise that stuff, will make them look really bad. You can't undo that. One thing you can't undo ignorance. So I'm really telling a lot of my clients, just people in general and a lot of the young kids that they need to have etiquette. They need to be ladylike. You can't fight and argue with people. You can't, even though I might have like initiations or whatever, or I'm, spiritual girl, just because I'm a spiritual girl don't mean that just because somebody don't like me or they say something, I'm not going to do anything to hurt people. You got people that are famous, that are in the occult arts. And if they don't like somebody, they'll send some type of evil to them. See, you can't do that to a person that's anointed. Like if you're a person that's anointed, a person can say anything they want to you. They can wish the worst on you and it won't hurt you. It's a lot of people that do that. If they don't like you, they don't like the way you look, they'll just be on the hate train. They'll be trying to wish the worst on you because they don't like you. So and I just feel bad, like when I see like some of the, some of the content creators or some of the favorite ones that I really like. I don't like it when I see people make fun of them. I just think that's just so disrespectful, because I feel like, what did that person ever do to you? But I think that when people put their own foot in their mouth and they say all this yippity yap stuff online, it just makes you have an image of ignorance. If you don't have a poised spirit, I mean, it's a time and place for everything. But I truly believe, even as a woman, and me being African American, I feel in my spirit to tell women, any woman of any race, color, wherever you're from, etiquette is so important. The good mannerism is so important. Like, yeah, I'm a tough chick. Yeah, I'm real tough. And I don't play. But I have etiquette. I know what to say and I know what not to say. And I have a sister that I love so much. She's so cool. She came to visit. She came to visit for a few weeks. And, she was being real petty and trying to be argumentative, with me. And I was like, you being argumentative for what? So she was like trying to argue with me over petty stuff. Oh, you shouldn't do this. Da, 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 da. And I'm looking at her like, what are you saying? So sometimes you can have family members that will try to make you like them. And I'm like, look, I can't argue with you. I don't like to argue. I hate arguing. Like, I love peace. I love tranquility, And I told her, I said, you have to work on your etiquette. Everything you're thinking, you can't say. And she was like, what are you talking about? I got to say what I want. I said, you probably can say what you want, but you just can't do what you want in this free world that we live in. You can't just do what you want to do. And you can't just say what you want, because people are going to look at you as a buffoon. They're not going to respect you. They're going to look at you like an idiot. So you can't get on social media saying stuff. I mean, it's good to be funny. There's so many great people online that's so funny. Oh my God, I just love all y'all. But if people are in the limelight and they don't have etiquette and they're just saying yap, 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 saying all this stuff, they're just making themselves look double ignorant. And I truly believe mental health is really a thing that people try to ignore. And I truly believe that people should get some kind of counseling or get a mentor or get you somebody that love you, somebody that pray for you, that go to church, someone that loves you, that cares about you, that's not going to let you be out here making a fool of yourself. Because at the end of the day, we all are human and we all make bad decisions. But I truly believe if you got somebody to love you, they'll be like, you know what? I think you probably shouldn't do that. You probably shouldn't say that. So a lot of times you got people who's in your camp that hate you. They're awaiting your downfall. So they'll let you say something and do something to make you look like an idiot and not tell you. Oh yeah, they'll sometimes hype you up and say, yeah, you should do this, you should say this, you should do that. People that really love you are not going to make you, put your kids in jeopardy or put your life and your image in jeopardy, especially if you're a person that is in the forefront or you're a person that is in the limelight, stuff like that. Or if you're in the entertainment business, you got so many people. What I've discovered and what I've seen is that you got a lot of people that are in the entertainment business that are part of the occult arts. And if they don't like another artist, they'll send stuff to that person and do evil stuff to, and the person have no idea. I've had to inbox a couple of people and tell them look, someone has done this to you. Get help, because I can see it on them, and you'll have people that are just so sweet. You're like, wait a minute, what happened to this person? This person had everything going on. And then all of a sudden somebody did some hateful stuff because they thought that person was in competition with them. When you're an adult, you don't think like that. You don't think people are in competition with you. Everybody are beautiful. Everybody come from so many different cultures, and we're all beautiful in our own right. But you have so many people that want to learn spirituality to hurt people. I don't believe in that. I tell people, I don't believe in that. I even have people that try to do stuff to me and I just laugh at it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I just look at it and just put it in God's hands, because can you imagine if everyone that tried to hurt you, that you tried to get back at them, who has time for that? You just leave it in God's hands to say, you know what, God, I ignore them. I don't care what they do. Let them do whatever they got to do. And you just live your life and be happy. And that's what you're supposed to do. Because you can't get mad if anybody and everybody wants to send negative daggers or spiritual daggers to you. What you going to do? You ignore it. I keep myself prayed up and I just ignore it. Because even when you are a person that's on a spiritual journey, know why you're on that spiritual journey. Know why. Is it for you or to protect your family? Know why you're on that spiritual journey, because you got so many people doing stuff because they see other people doing it and they don't have the protection and the anointing to even do it. So I just think that, people should do more research or get you somebody that's an elder who could teach you the right way to do things so stuff don't come back and hit you or your family. And that's what's important too. I'm not going to be on long, but I'm going to get into the recap because I don't want to get into the story time. But what the Spirit was telling me before I got started, it was that it's like you have somebody that really don't want you to promote yourself. Like they want to keep you in a down spiral. Whoever you are is the person that is jealous of you doing the things that you're doing. Like they don't want you to do it at all. Like they feel like anytime you show up online, you're a threat. And you got to be careful of that energy. Also, someone has to be careful because someone wants, or somebody might have to file stalking charges against someone. Like they might have to file charges against somebody who can't accept the fact that you don't want them no more. So it's saying something about stalking charges. That's what the Spirit is saying. And also, wow, it's a lot of stuff the Spirit got to say. And it's saying also, we have to be careful of, people dealing with the colorism, that image of, people thinking that they're better than the other person. I mean, I truly believe God made us all beautiful, great, and just beautiful. I mean, I just think he made a melting pot of beautiful people. I don't think anybody have to feel that any other particular person is better than the other one. That's not mature. So I think people got to ignore that type of energy. But also, it's like an energy where people want you to feel bad about where you come from. They want you to feel, they don't want you to feel good about yourself. Like they want you to feel bad about who you are, where you come from, how you was raised, it's almost like whoever this negative person is, they want to keep you in a dark place in your life. Like they don't want to see you shine. They don't want to see you have the abundance of what, the spirits and God has to give you. It's like they don't want to see you with that. But yeah, it's really talking about the jealousy. I think if people know that people are jealous of you, just ignore it. You got to be really, really unbothered by that. Why you have to be unbothered by it? Because they ain't going to change nothing. What they going to change? They can't change nothing. What they going to do? So you just got to ignore them. And that's really, really important. Please like and subscribe if you can. I am going to be accepting new clients because before I wasn't really seeing that many people. So if people do want to get a reading, I'm doing only phone readings. I mean, I can still have people come here to the shop, but I'm only doing phone readings up until 11 p.m. And I only work Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then Saturdays, we work, I think it's like, I work until 7. If we're doing a workshop, then I probably won't do it because a lot of times we do workshops here. But yeah, I am accepting new clients. So if anybody need any information about anything, if you need any help with anything, if I can't help you, I can refer you to someone else. Any questions? Anybody want to know anything before I go? Because I'm not finished with the recap. Anybody want to ask any questions about anything? Oh, and also, whoever this person is that's out here like on the hate train, all they bad intentions that they're doing has went wrong. And it's saying that they're reaping everything that they sowed, whoever it is. So if you know somebody that has been out here like just yipping and yapping, talking a whole bunch of, garbage, just saying whatever they want to say, that is the person. And if this particular person is a person, as soon as something happens, they're really ready to, it's almost like they don't have an initiation, but this person do dark stuff. It's almost like they have initiation with Palo Mayambo. And I think they probably have Zarabanda. It's a spirit of war. So if anybody know anything about spirituality, most people can get initiated. And well, first of all, you can't just get initiated. It has to be like something that's part of you and something you have to do. But some people will get initiation to hurt people. So there's different paths that you have in Palo Mayombe. Palo Mayombe is more of like, it's not, I wouldn't call it dark. It's dark if people want it to be, but it's more so protection. It's to help you defeat people sending negative daggers, spiritual daggers at you. So when people get an initiation like that, you have to get scratched. So it's like a whole ceremony. It's not for the weak and confused, but you can't get it unless it is told or it is said or it came up in some type of reading that you have to have it to save your life in some kind of way. So you have some people that'll have this, but they'll do it to hurt people. They can cause them to have accidents. They can cause them to fight, to argue. They can cause them to have nothing but problems in their life. But it's mostly a spirit of war. So whoever this person is that is doing this, they have this particular spirit that is working with them. And it's almost like they did it intentionally. They paid to get it, and they paid a lot of money to get it. And whoever gave it to them shouldn't have gave it to the person, because this particular energy has caused this person to have nothing but problems in their life. They argue and fight with everybody. They think they got it for protection, but they really got it to hurt people. But it's hurting them. It's almost like when they got this particular spirit or whatever it's called Zarabanda. It's a spirit of war. And when they got it, or whoever quote unquote initiated them for it, they didn't tell them what you should do and what you not. They did it. They made it look like they wanted it for protection. Like they had it where they think people were hurting them, and ain't nobody hurting them, but they're doing it to hurt other people. And it's backfiring on them. Because see, people are smart enough to go get spiritual cleansings. People are smart enough to get spiritual help. They're smart enough to go somewhere they'll come here and get a cleansing. So these people are here doing all this evil stuff, trying to send stuff to people. People are getting smart. They're going to get cleansings now. You got these people out here trying to send stuff to destroy people's lives for nothing. You're ruining marriages. You're ruining relationships, all for nothing. For what? But whoever got this, whoever this particular person is, they received this particular thing. And it is causing them to have problems. So if you know somebody who's constantly angry, mad, and they receive this particular initiation, which is not a good initiation, especially if they didn't need it, whoever gave it to them knew they shouldn't have had it. And that's why the person is having all these problems, and they're angry, and it's like every bad thing that they've done to people is all coming back on them because of what they did. And what's sad is people they don't care. They just want money from people. They're like, okay, I'll give this to you, but you got to pay me. And they don't understand that stuff ruins people's lives. If you don't know what you're doing, that's the spirit of war. I mean, it can cause all kind of problems to happen to people. It's just sad. You got people out here that's doing that to people. And also, one of the things that came up in the recap of 2024 is you have to be careful of who watch your kids. Like make sure you do get references, real references. I think I came up with that. And you got to be careful of people trying to be competitive with you, or people that's doing the same stuff you're doing. They think it's competition when it's not. It's kind of like they got a few loose screws. They think somebody is in competition with them, and you don't even give three rats asses about what they're doing. You don't even care. So that they're in a competition by themselves. So you got a lot of people that's dealing with a lot of insecurity right now. Mm-hmm. And also the spirit is saying that, if you're in a situation where you're not getting along with your mate, try to work on it. Before you get a divorce, try to get like counseling, try to save your marriage. Cause relationships are not perfect. Believe me, I'm married. And I'm happily married, but relationships are not perfect. The only thing I recommend, if you're in a relationship and you are married, try to get counseling before you throw the towel in. Before you say, I don't want to be, because you know what? Relationships, it's give and take. It's compromise. You have to have respect, love. You got to, people don't know they have to compromise. If you're with a person that's selfish or you're, married to a narcissist, all you got to do is ignore them. Ignore what they say and just do your own thing. Because if you got somebody that's not going to allow you to be your true, authentic self, it doesn't mean that you don't have to be with them. You just got to remember who you are and have your own individuality. A lot of people don't have their own individuality. They're yes people. They say yes to everything. Me, I say no to everything. This 2025, I'm saying no to everything. If I don't want to help somebody, look, I'm going to refer you to somebody else. Some stuff I don't do. People think I be joking with them. I have so many people that messed it up for everybody else. I don't help everybody like I do. I mean, if there's a problem and something comes up in a reading, guess what? If I can't help you, I promise you I'm going to refer you to the best person if I can't do it. I mean, it's really hard to find people that's on the up and up that cares. Please like and subscribe if you like what I'm saying. Anyway, also, the Spirit is saying anybody that's thinking about traveling or moving to another state, try to invoke, or if you can, pray to Saint Raphael. I think I said that in the recap I did too. And then also you want to protect your kids. You don't want your kids being around that pedophile energy, because I think I talked about that last year. You can go on my YouTube page and it'll talk about a lot of stuff that I predicted that actually came into play. A lot of stuff that you've seen in the news. A lot of stuff that I predicted about a lot of different people, even some of the people that are on TikTok who became famous, and I predicted that would happen for them. I don't have to say their names, but if you go on my YouTube page, you'll be able to see, it'll talk about how I described a particular, it's like, I mean, you got to look through all of them because I be talking a whole bunch of stuff because I really do a real live story time. Like I go all the way in on it. But it's quite entertaining and a little funny. I don't know what else did I predict. I predicted a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, I predicted marriages. A lot of people got engaged. Predicted babies. 7 people sent me pictures of their babies. And I thought it was so adorable. I probably would post them. It's so cute. Oh. And yeah, I mean, like, I truly believe if you really have a gift of spirituality, either you got it or you don't. You can't fake it. If you got it, you don't. I've been doing this for 35 to 40 years. So when people be surprised, I have people say, do you do same day readings? No, I don't. I have people walk in and see if I'm going to do a reading for them. No, I don't. Now, if it's an emergency situation, I'll tell them what I can do to help them because I don't like to turn people away. I don't do that. But it's just the thing about when I do consultations, my consultations are not quick. And what's really cool about them, they're very detailed. And it's only stuff that you would know. And remember, I don't know none of the people. And when the people come to me, they'd be surprised because when I tell them stuff, it's more so the Spirit is speaking through me to them. So when I tell them stuff, it takes a lot out of me. And sometimes it takes me like 3 days or 4 days to regroup, from when I talk to people. So it's not like a situation where I have the time where I'll just be doing, because it's, people think when you're doing readings, you got these people charging all this money. I only charge one flat fee, which is $75. I minimize the rates where people want to do 5 questions for $10, and then they can do for $25 they can do 15 minutes. So a lot of times, maybe people don't want to spend the $75. You got some of these people charging $125 and all this other stuff for what? I don't know what they're doing. But my readings last from 1 to 2 hours because they're not rushed. And I always tell people, get your snacks, get your tea, get your drinks, and get a notepad because it's not going to be quick. So that's what makes my readings a little different than most people. And, and I don't do them all the time. So that's what makes it even fun. So that means you're getting the full essence, the full experience. And my readings are exactly the same as if you came here to the shop. The same exact. They're not rushed. And what's really cool, you can ask questions about other people. If you know their birthdays and their names, or even if you know their sign, even if you don't know their birthdays, you can even ask questions about people because the readings is everything concerning you. Now, also, I do my candle making classes here, workshops, and I do Bling Everything candle making. I do spiritual workshops where I teach you things that you can learn yourself, and also I do a candle magic where it teaches you how to do a lot of stuff too. But all my classes are just really just all for fun. It's not anything evil or anything bad. I only promote love and light, positive energy. Anything that I can do to make people feel good about life, or how to remove any obstacles, and that's really what it's about. And then when I do mentoring, when I teach my mentoring workshops, I just, I was like one of those young girls that was like kind of like very aggressive. So, I mean, I always try to teach girls not to do the stuff that I've done, especially like when it comes to like, think before you speak. Don't react to certain things, wait a while, give yourself 24 hours before you react. A lot of things you don't got to react to right away because you can get yourself in trouble. So you got to be careful of that. So let me see what else we need to see. I'm trying to go over everything. Oh, yeah. So I want to go over, like, as I was talking about, we were doing a narcissist, how to, kind of like recover from dealing with a narcissist. The thing about dealing with a narcissist is very simple. A narcissist usually is a person with no conscience. They don't care nothing about what you're thinking about, saying. It's all about them. It's almost like it's their world and you're just in it. And the way you deal with a narcissist, and anyone that couldn't make it today to my workshop here at the shop, a narcissist is a person where they don't care nothing about what you're thinking and how you feeling. It's like it's all about them, and it's all about what they can do to conquer you in any situation that benefits them. So when you discover that and you acknowledge it, and as soon as you start seeing them act like that, you start ignoring them. You take away a narcissist's power by ignoring them. Because those type of people always want you back because you was the greatest thing that happened to them. But they don't realize it until you mirror what they're doing. A lot of people don't want to do it. They think, oh, I ain't got time to play games. No, I don't want to do that. If it's a person that you're married to, or not even if you're married to them, if you're in a relationship with them and you think the relationship is worth saving, or if you see potential, sometimes they don't even know they're doing that. I probably was a narcissist when I was growing up. I probably was self-entitled growing up. I probably was like that. And I think sometimes people could be that way and not know it. So you got to look at stuff like that too. A lot of times people can be narcissists and not know it. And I think when you don't know that you're doing something, you need somebody to tell you. I remember I had this one when I lived in LA. As a matter of fact, I lived in a couple of different states. I worked in these different states. And I remember one of my friends was like, you know what, Sandy? You act harder than a dude. You too pretty to be acting like that. I was like, because I always was aggressive. I was like a tomboy. So I used to be like, what were you talking about? Sandy, you too pretty to be acting like that. So I had so many people tell me this, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I really need to put this shit in check because I didn't know. I felt entitled. Like, if it ain't my way, it ain't going no other way. And I didn't know that I was like that. I mean, can you imagine being in your 20s? And I didn't even learn this until my 30s. I was this way all my life, from probably my teenage years all the way in my 20s. And then when I got in my 30s and 40s, I was like, oh, I don't think this is a good idea. I shouldn't be this way. But a lot of people don't know. You got people that they looking at you act ignorant and ain't telling you. So I was that way for a long time. I was like, oh God, I need to pull this together. Sometimes a narcissist is a person that feels entitled. Like they literally don't care about how you feel. I had this accountant that stole money from me. Oh yeah. I've had several businesses and he never would, make sure I got the right amount of money I'm supposed to get back. And he was stealing money from me. I found out, I think I found out last year, but I didn't say nothing. So this year I mentioned it to him. He was like, oh, that was because of this. It was because of that. He came up with some excuse. And I told him, I said, you're a narcissist. So this guy was attracted to me, but I never was attracted to him. I was like, whatever, he's like a family friend. So the guy was stealing money from me, never told me about none of the programs, none of the paycheck protection programs, never told me about none of the COVID money, never told me about nothing, because he was so jealous of me doing all these different things. And he didn't want to help me. He didn't want to, I used all my own money to do all this stuff and invested in all my businesses. I'm like, you mean to tell me why are you not helping me? He laughed. He was like, oh yeah, well maybe you can get it next time. So can you imagine owning a business, several businesses for many, many years, and you got this accountant that you have for over 20 years who never helped you. And then when that money came around for COVID and, the paycheck protection thing, I mean, I have receipts. I have all my stuff legit. He played me. And then come find out, he wanted to be with me. He was like, oh, I wish, I hope I can get married to you. I was like, I'm married. I'm not interested in you. He had a whole opportunity many, many years ago when my mother was alive. And then one day he got drunk and told me, if I married you, I would never let you out the house. I knew he was crazy then. That's why I never wanted to be with him. I kept it business. See, when you're dealing with business, like accountants or anybody that's dealing with business for you, let me say this to you. Don't mix business with pleasure. Please don't. He used to be like, oh, Sandy, I'm going to get your hair done. I'm going to pay to get your hair done. Do you know every time he did my taxes, he took the money back? He took the money back. Every time he did my taxes, he gave me money, here, I'm going to give you, here, $300 to get your hair done. He took the money back every time he did my taxes. Oh, I'm going to treat you to do this. I'm going to take you out to dinner. A narcissist is a person who don't care about you. They only care about what they benefit from you. And if you don't want them and you don't want to be with them, oh my God, they're going to be extra hateful. Oh, they're going to be on that. Man, they're going to be driving the hate train, not riding on it. They're going to be driving it. And I never known that this person could be like that. I was like, oh my God, I told my husband, I can't believe this guy did this to me. I mean, I literally sat here in my shop and was bamboozled. I was like, oh my God, how could this guy do this to me? So you got to keep in mind, when you're a good-hearted person and you got a sweet spirit and you got that loving energy, people think you're an idiot. They're like, I'm not going to help her. So you got to be very, very mindful of, dealing with a narcissist energy. Be very careful, because narcissists could be a friend or a foe. And it could be anybody that don't want to see you get to that next level. They could be smiling in your face and holding the knife behind their back. So just please be careful of that narcissist energy. And the way you can identify a narcissist energy is they don't care about you. They're going to act like they're cool, but they're going to ignore you. They're going to treat you like crap. Because if it ain't about them, if you ain't giving them no money or you're not doing nothing that benefits them, they don't care about you. They only want to get what they can to benefit from you. So please be careful of that energy. And the way you deal with a narcissist is simply ignore them. Ignore them. Change your number. Block them. I had a few clients that were narcissists. They would always call me when they needed help. No. And they were surprised that I cut them off. Oh yeah, I got a few of them that's mad at me. But I can't have people using me for my gifts. Oh, can you help me do this? Can you do this? Can you help me do that? Can you help me do that? I'm not that girl. And a lot of them are very angry. And you know what? Let me tell you something. They need to take that up with God. Because I forgave them for all the negativity and the bad wishes and all that other stuff. I forgive them. But they can't never come and get no help from me. They need to go find somebody else. Because when I'm done helping somebody, they can't ask me for no help. I wish them the best. I really do. And anybody that has done evil things to me, I forgive them. You got to forgive people. So anyway, that's the recap. Anything you want to know or learn or see, go to my YouTube channel, Sandy, Spiritual Guru 143 at, it's not, well, that's the Gmail. It's, Spiritual Guru 143 at gmail.com. But It's Sandy Oshun Spiritual Guru on YouTube. Sandy Oshun Spiritual Guru. So anybody want any questions they want to ask me before I go? Because I'm getting ready to go. So you want to ask some questions? Like I said, be careful. Somebody going to get some stalking charges against them. Somebody sick of somebody coming around. Be careful of anybody watching your kids. Make sure they got real references. And that's it. I mean, and then on top of that, you want to just reverse all negativity. Like I reverse all negative curses. Anybody that don't wish me well, I reverse the curse back to them. Where they stand, where they walk, where they sleep, or where they're buried. I send it back to them. And I send it back with love. And that's what you should do. If you got anybody that's hating on you, just, pray for them. Say, I send it all back to them with love. Because you want it to go back to them. Because you don't, anytime you got anybody that's sending negativity to you, it can become a curse if you do not get it off of you. So you pray that off of you. If not, find a spiritual advisor. Somebody that specializes in doing spiritual cleansings. Find someone who knows what they can do to help you. Don't just have yourself in a situation where you're, feeling sad and sorry for yourself and you don't feel good about life. Get help. It's help out here. Sometimes, people think that, oh yeah, well, if I do this, it'll be all right. Get you a prayer group. Somebody you could just have like some prayer warriors to pray for you. I mean, life is not perfect for no one. It's what you make it. You got this lucky lottery ticket called life. You got to ride it till the wheels collapse. Don't let nobody make you feel any different than you are. Like I always tell my clients, confidence is the best thing you could ever have. Being beautiful, loving yourself. Because sometimes people don't want you to love yourself because they don't love themselves. So when you have people they on the hate train and they hate themselves, they want you to be mad too. They might be mad because you ain't dealing with them no more, but they brought that on themselves. And I'm a firm Leo. I don't play games with people. Like I'm very loving, very, very, very giving. And I'm a true loyal friend. Like if I really like you, I'm going all the way hard for you. And my husband just loves the fact that he's married to me because he's got like a super good wife. And I'm super loyal to my husband. I'm not attracted to no one but my husband. So it's crazy how when people mess up with you, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe that this person was strong enough to move on. Sometimes that's how you got to get them. You got to get them by just anybody that's done you scandalous, especially the narcissist. The only thing you do is move on with your life. Focus on just getting more confidence because confidence will make anybody look attractive. And it just makes you look just like it'll make you shine like never before. When you have confidence, it's like undeniable. When you have confidence, I mean, let me tell you something. Confidence is like the best thing you could ever have. You could be just wearing like some frumpy clothes, but your confidence will shine. Sometimes I don't wear makeup. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I wear eyelashes. Sometimes I don't. But I am a girly girl. I'm aggressive. I'm pretty tough. And I don't play. But I think that balances out. Like, I think by me being kind of like, aggressive and kind of like tough, I get the respect from the community because they see that I'm no nonsense. I don't play games with people. I tell them what's going on and I tell them the truth. And I do the spiritual stuff because it is a calling. I don't do it because I'm trying to make a lot of money off of people. I don't do it for that. Because if the spirit got something to tell somebody, I'm going to tell them. I've walked up to people in the airport. I'm traveling. I've had words to tell people, walk up to them while I was eating, shopping, anytime. When the spirit has a word for someone, it's going to tell them what they need to know. So a lot of times, when you have a calling, it's not just like something you're doing for kicks. I didn't ask to be a spiritualist. God has blessed me to be that. He blessed me with the gift of prophecy. So I didn't ask for this. I didn't. So a lot of times, like I wish I could get on like all the time and, tell people stuff. But if I don't have a word, I'm not going to say anything. I could get on and cook, I can get on and, show my body. I lost weight. I can, flex my little shape. I can do all that. But I'm an old girl. I ain't got time for that. I'm not no young Thundercat. I ain't got time for that. Plus, I'm married. I don't do that. But anyway, I just think it's nice to watch everybody else do it. It's so adorable. But anyway, getting back to the point, please, if you're trying to deal with a narcissist, the secret is ignoring them. Somebody's getting ready to get some stalking charges. So if somebody's stalking you, hopefully whoever watching this, if you know somebody already threatened you, they was going to, get an order of protection against you, they serious. So it's saying somebody is going to get some stalking charges filed against them. And, yeah. Oh, yeah. And also, somebody that's in the entertainment business is a part of the occult arts. They practice that. And they're trying to sabotage people that are on the rise. So it's somebody that's trying to send spiritual daggers. They're trying to send evil stuff to them because they're hating on them. Yeah, that stuff only works, but it backfires on the person. And then they'll start having the problems that they wish that person to have. They'll start wishing all this bad on that person. And guess what? It's going to boomerang back to that other person. That's why one thing about spirituality, let me tell you something. As long as you are alive and you got a soul in your body, you could pray and ask God to remove it with sincerity and realness. You could be like, you know what, God, I don't even know this person. Why is this person sending this to me? Send it back to them and teach them a lesson so they don't do this to nobody else. That's what you got to do. You got to start praying stuff off of you. You got to. Even though I'm a spiritualist, I have initiations and all this other stuff, I still go to church. And why I still go to church? Because you know what? Ain't nothing above God. Nothing. Nothing is above God. You got to put God first in everything you do. And the problem with a lot of these idiots out here who call themselves doing this and doing that. And guess what? A return to sender candle don't work. When somebody doing something double evil to you, sweetheart, that don't work. It don't work. You might have to go to a church and get deliverance. And I also recommend doing this. Get baptized. Go to the church and get baptized. That's a free spiritual cleansing. You ain't got to pay nobody no stacks to get a cleansing. Go get baptized and turn your life around. That's what you could do. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when these people out here trying to hate on you, they don't play games. And they're very serious about it. Very serious. One thing about me, I only got initiated because when I was a young girl, I was told that I was going to be a spiritualist. And I laughed about it. But I did not know I had people that was trying to stop that. They was trying to stop my calling. Even when I was a young girl, I had people trying to stop me. And I didn't even know it. Can you imagine not knowing that you had a calling to help people? And people were trying to stop you when I didn't even know it. So even now, I'm very particular about who I help. If it's something I can't do, I can refer you to somebody else. I definitely do that. And what's really amazing is that whoever I refer you to, they're going to definitely help you. I teach a lot of workshops. My Botanica, my shop is a gift shop. Like, I teach people stuff. I just sell candles. We sell jewelry. We sell spiritual stuff. It's just the basic stuff. Also I sell Catholic stuff for the Catholic religion and different things like that. It's not like one of those ones where you go in and look all crowded. My place is a community place where people come in. We teach workshops. We have events here. So it's very like a family gathering place where when people come to see me, they feel like they're at home. Even when we do the workshop here at the shop. So in the way I am, I'm online. I'm like this in person. I'm really cool, but I'm very, I'm not one of those type of chicks that if you ask me a question, I'm going to tell you the truth. If you ask me one thing about spirituality, if a person is telling you something, a lot of times if a person cannot handle it, a lot of times the spirit will hold back on telling a person something if they think the person can't handle it. Because there's people that have lost their minds by some of the stuff that you tell them. That's why a lot of times, I was always taught you have to be very careful how you present the message. Because sometimes people can't handle certain things. But I always tell people, try to find a solution. Pray about stuff before you react. Pray about anything before you react. Because 24 hours, 48 hours can change your whole life if you don't react to any madness. Because people will try to provoke you. This is a time where people are trying to provoke people and trying to get them in trouble with the law. They're trying to sue people. They're trying to get money out of people. You got people that's out here trying to really knock you upside the head on every level to destroy you. So what you got to do, give yourself 24 hours. Give yourself 48 hours if you can. Think about it before you do it, before you make any decisions, because people will try to ruin you. If I think somebody got some type of mental issue, I don't even see them. I refer them to somebody else. I had somebody was like, oh, yeah, Sandy. Oh, the only reason you won't see me because you think I'm in competition with you. I was like, girl, are you kidding me? Competition? I don't even do readings all the time. How's there competition when I don't even do it all the time? I might maybe try to see 10 people in a month because I don't do them all the time. Like, I don't be like, oh, please, I'm doing readings, I'm taking new clients now, but I have regular clients that come to see me. So I don't do them all the time. But for someone to tell me that they thought I was in competition with them, I felt insulted. And they got blocked. And I referred them to someone else. See, I'm not one of those type of people where you say, oh, can you do a love reading? Can you do this? Can you do that? I'm not that girl. I'm not going to be having somebody on some gravy train trying to, get readings from me. Either you need help or you don't. And if I'm not the girl for you, I can refer you to somebody else. I'm not like a regular spiritualist. I'm not a regular chick that like how some of these other people do readings. I'm not like how they do things. I do things a little different. And all money is not good money. And some people I don't help. And certain work I don't do. And I will tell people again, all money is not good money. Because I have the gifts I have don't mean that I'm going to just accept anybody's money. Now, if you caught me a few years ago, 30 years ago, maybe I probably would have done that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have a conscience now because I don't help people with everything because I like to know both sides of the story. If you're the one that fought the person and the police was involved, I'm not helping you. And I recommend anybody who is a spiritual person that do readings, find out the story before you accept their money because you can be interfering with somebody's karma. That's why I don't help everybody no more. You can be interfering with their karma. So if they brought it on themselves, they got to swim in that. That's why I always tell people, do a reading first before you help that person. Find out what's going on because sometimes the cards will tell you what happened if you know what you're doing. So the cards will let you know and the spirits will let you know. But also I am going to be doing my workshops. I'm back in town. I'm back in Detroit, Michigan. I'm back. I was gone. I was on vacation for 1 week, but I am back in town. So if you are here in Detroit, I am accepting new clients, but you only can see me by appointment only. You can make an appointment at 248-215-2497. Again, 248-215-2497. I do phone readings up until 11 o'clock. I'm not doing nothing tonight because I'm getting ready to leave. Again, 248-215-2497 if you want a reading up until 11 o'clock. So I work Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and Saturdays. So even if you do call me, I can schedule you when you want to see me or when you want to get the phone reading because I am doing phone readings. But here at the shop, we usually close at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. But if you want readings up until 11 p.m., I can definitely see you. I don't have a problem with that. The only thing I recommend, I'm not taking no credit cards over the phone. Cash App or Zelle only. And PayPal. And that's it. But the regular readings are $75. The 5 questions are only $10. And the 15-minute reading is $25. So that means if you got any questions, if you don't want to pay $75, okay, fine. We can do the 15 minutes for $25. And you never know. You can get a fistful of information. and it's going to be really fun. My readings are really, really fun. I promise you that. I try to put my website up there so you guys can look at my reviews. I help a lot of different types of people. So some of the people that I have helped, a lot of times, because they're, on a high society level, they want people to know that they come to see people like me or that they get consultations, but it's okay. Everything is very, very discreet and very, 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 very private. So I am so happy that you were able to join in and watch me. Okay, it's okay if you guys didn't like me. Not a problem. But you watched, and that's all that matters. Anyway, I'm going to close right now, and I'm going to do a quick prayer. God, I ask you to bless everyone that watched. Intercede for them and bless them. If they're going through any type of hardship, bless them. Bless them and with their finances. Give them an opportunity to redeem themselves and protect them from anybody who don't have their best interests. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a wonderful evening. I'm going to close. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a wonderful evening. I'm going to close.